Shoe updates are actually downgrades, and today we'll use the Altra Olympus 4 and 5 to demonstrate this proposition. I love to hike, but I log way more miles walking on a daily basis. And I thought I could give up my quest for the perfect walking shoe with the Altra Olympus 4. There were compromises. I compromised on wear. Altra says its shoe will last 300 to 600 miles. I think they should last longer. I was willing to compromise on traction. The grip areas on the maximal cushion shoes are limited. I was even willing to compromise on the highly inflated $170 price. I got these new Olympus 5s to be ready to replace my 4s when they wear out. And as I've experienced over the years, the quality and fit have been downgraded again. Looking at the 4s and 5s side by side, you can see some of the changes. Most notable, the pulls, which have been made a part of the shoe in the 5s, making it more likely that I'm going to experience heel slippage. Olympus are the only shoes with which I wear a heel lock. I call it my lazy man's heel lock, which I describe in my lacing video. Probably responding to complaints that the laces are too long, Altra has now made them so short that I really can't even tie them with the heel lock. Now, I understand the complaints from people about the laces being too long without the heel lock, but in a $170 pair of shoes, they at least could have included an alternate set of laces. The material has changed as well. The 4s have a kind of a hard nylon surface, whereas the 5s have gone with a stretchy surface. I am not sure of how well these will wear, but I suspect they will not wear as well. Additionally, the ventilation holes in the 4s terminated above the high wear areas where the uppers tend to wear through. On the 5s, the holes run right down to the sole, making me suspect they will wear through much more quickly. Internally, the 5s, perhaps to compensate for the looseness with this heel pull, have put a large, looks like a stuffed cheese pizza crust along the edge that the 4s did not have. Also lacking are these reinforcements for tightening up the laces in the midfoot. I wear gaiters on every walk and hike. One of the features that attracts me to Altra is the gaiter trap. First, Altra eliminated it on the mid-height shoes, but kept it on the lows. Now they have taken an adequate size gaiter trap on the 4s and reduced it by at least a third, perhaps by half, on the 5s. The reduced size of the gaiter trap will lead to less adhesion and more slippage. The larger gaiter trap on the 4s provided much better adhesion. I used to remodel houses, and once I was doing an entry-level home where I like to give the new owners window coverings for when they first move in. They can upgrade them later. A couple of decades ago, I got some cheap vinyl mini blinds, less than $10 each, and I installed them. This is when manufacturing was first moving to China, and these were made in China. I drilled pilot holes for the mounting screws, and then I used the provided screws with a power driver. Each and every screw snapped off at the head. It was crazy because the mini blinds were okay, but a part that cost a few pennies would result in many of them being returned. I adopted the term China syndrome to describe the practice of ruining a product to save a few cents. And it seems that these shoes suffer from China syndrome. The Olympus 5s are actually smaller than the Olympus 4s. The size I ordered does not fit me, and I'm going to have to return them to get a replacement pair. For example, the bottoms of the 5s measure at this point about 4¼ inch. The 4s almost 4¾ of an inch. That 1/4 inch differential runs through the side of the shoe as a tracing of the two shoes demonstrates. I'm confident that Altra, which is now a Chinese-owned company, saves a few cents on every shoe by making it smaller, but at what cost to the value of the finished product? And interestingly enough, the 4s were made in China. For the 5s, they have now shifted to manufacturing them in Vietnam. It's not just Altra. My other favorite shoe, the Salomon Ultra, Ultra 3, suffers from China syndrome as well. I won't go into great detail, but the update, which also involves shifting manufacture to Vietnam, did things like this. Instead of this heavy vinyl padding on the tongue, they switched to a vinyl decal. The beautiful lacing strategy that allowed you to step straight into the Salomon Ultra 3 has been altered with a fixed eyelet that does not allow for as much convenience. And finally, the reason that I can't wear these anymore, the shoe compresses so much in the toe that I feel like I'm getting stuck in the foot with a stick when I walk. China syndrome led to me to abandon Salomon shoes. This is not a new phenomenon. When I first started wearing hiking shoes, they were predominantly made of leather. Now, leather is a rarity and plastic is the rule. In my experience, every update to a pair of shoes has been a downgrade in quality. So what's my point? I guess when you find a pair of shoes that work, buy more than one pair if you can afford them. I'm going to send these 5s back to Altra to get a pair that's a half size bigger. I'm sure the shipping and processing will cost more than the few cents they save by making them smaller, but that's their business decision. When I evaluate the new 5s on the trail, I will then decide if I can continue to compromise with them as my walking shoe, or if I'll have to continue with my never-ending search for the perfect hiking shoe. As always, thank you for watching this video.